I supply only the finest goods. Have a good one.
Good day to you. See you later.
How are you? See you later.
Help you find something? Be careful.
Need help? Go with honor, friend.
Oh, oh. Come on, girl, run. Use those feet.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
What's on your mind? What can I do for you? Be good.
Looking for something specific?
Hey there. Farewell.
Hey, what's up, Billy? How's it going, man? Yeah, it's time to get to level 31, my friend. It's time to get to 31. Thing 27, nice. The cave escort quest in Rouge, that's always a fun quest. Shit, you know what I forgot to do? I gotta turn around. I need to make the hearth. I need to make my hearth Menethil Harbor here. You had to do a lap of shame? You had to run all the way back and kill the one? Well, I'm just really glad I remembered that I need to set my hearth here, because basically I go over here and kill the raptors over here, right? But then I have to hearth back, right? So what I like to do is farm the raptors until my bags are full, hearth back to Menethil, clear my bags, run back over here, farm the raptors till my bags are full, hearth back. So if I wouldn't remember to set my hearth, I'd have to run all the way back. And it's a little bit of a walk. This is one of those zones where it would have been nice to have like a flight path, like, you know, like over here or something. Or maybe maybe just barely into this area, but I mean, honestly, if I flew, I wonder if I flew to Arathi Highlands. Nah, I don't really think. Not sure if it'd really save me much time. Maybe a tiny bit. It might save me a little bit of time. But it's still probably not. I think it's about the same distance, to be honest. Yeah, there's so much walking in Classic. It's nice if you can try to limit it to some degree, you know. One thing I like about setting my inn here is that there's a tradesman here, so you can do your cooking here. So whenever you're out killing and stuff, killing raptors, whatever, if they drop stuff that you can cook, well then when you hearth back here, you can just buy stuff and cook up your food right away, and
What can I do for you?
you know, either sell it or, you know, whatever you want to do. So it's good. This is my favorite. This is pretty much... I end up making Menethil my hearth. Usually around like level 25, 30. Usually around after I'm done with Duskwood. Once I'm kind of done with most of the Duskwood quests, I set my hearth to Menethil. And I pretty much leave it there until I'm 60. And then at 60, usually I'll set it to like, you know, Ironforge. Thanks, Cerulean, man. How's it going? How you doing, dude? I know, I haven't played as much lately because, you know, it was I've been sick and my wife was sick, and also that it was my wife's birthday and our anniversary, all within the past week, so I just have not... I've had RL stuff to take care of, so... I need to get the shoulders from the NPC, but unfortunately I don't even have enough money to buy them, so... It's time for the Raptor Caves, Cerulean. I think my gear's a little bit better this time. I definitely have this really nice ring that I just picked up. I don't have the good shoulders, though, so that's going to hurt me a little bit. But I actually think my armor's probably I guess it's comparable. I know my bracers are probably better than what I had. I do have the Recombobulator as well for a little tiny heal. Yeah, well, once I get to 60 on this character, I may take a break from WoW for a little bit just to work on some of my drawing and some of my story building, you know, and just reading. There's a lot of stuff I've been wanting to do that I've been putting off because I've been playing so much classic WoW. So I do want to take a little break, probably just to do some of those things, because once there's a few MMOs that are coming out probably next year, or at least the betas might be coming out next year. I mean, Crimson Desert might be coming out next year. There might be like a beta or something. Might not be a Western beta, it'll probably be an Eastern, but you know, might be, I don't know. But I'm definitely going to be really interested to see. So in December, Crimson Desert's going to release some in-game footage of the game. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm really curious what it's going to look like. I am not going to hit it. I got to tell you, I've done this today 3 times. 3 times I've gone to this screen, looked at this, clicked on it, thought about buying Shadowlands 3 different times today, and every single time I ended up being like, you know what, the cheapest version is $40. And I'm like, I can wait. You know, let me wait a couple days, watch some streams, and see if it, you know, if it even looks like it's worth playing, you know, because the last 2 expansions I bought were pretty much, you know, a waste of money in my opinion. I didn't really enjoy them. I thought they were pretty awful, so why waste money, you know? I'd rather just maybe wait. Well, they haven't released so much information on Crimson Desert. All we know is it's made by the same people that make Black Desert. We know it's the same IP, but it's a different, I believe it's the same, actually it might not be the same IP, even that I don't know. But it's definitely a different, it's a game that's supposed to be like Black Desert, made by the people who make Black Desert. The game engine's supposed to be different game engines, so it could be like the same game engine, but they've like heavily modified or a newer version of it, I don't know. But expect it to be a beautiful looking game that looks probably better than Black Desert. Hopefully they fix the pop-in from Black Desert. And it's supposed to have PvE and PvP, whereas Black Desert was mostly just PvP. So if they pull all that off, if they make it PvE, you know, dungeons, and, you know, it's going to be pay-win. Those games in the East are always pay-to-win. I don't really care about that too much. I just don't pay to win. I don't pay the money. I mean, I'm behind everybody else. They pay all their extra money to get all their little pay-to-win boosts. That's fine. Whatever. You're ahead of me. You're higher level than me. I don't care. You know? So. Yeah, the alligators are, man. Yeah, that particular one. Well, usually it's the ones right around the corner here are the ones that get most people. It should probably just be an upgraded engine version, so. Yeah, the other problem with their engine, which could be a big problem, is that graphical pop-in. And it's not that pop-in is really necessarily an issue, but like if I'm moving from here to this tree here, you're going to see a certain textured version of that tree. And when you get to a certain distance, it's going to put in a different LOD map, a different level of display map. And most game engines will try to transition that in and kind of do a blur in or something. It's not just going to pop in. But the problem with Black Deserts is they have some sort of a weird thing where you'll see grass on the ground here. Like, see this grass on the ground? Well, what happened... Let's see, let me go back a little bit. There's this grass on the ground here. When I move in WoW, the grass doesn't change. It's always the same. All the grass I'm seeing doesn't change. Now, WoW will draw grass, and it's more easy to see if I go in and I turn the graphics up. So you'll see... It's really easy to see when I'm up on a hill. So what WoW does is it draws in the grass. So if I'm walking, you'll see the grass this grass is only up to about here. Past here, there's no grass really. And as I walk, the engine's drawing grass. Now the grass is right where my hand is. Now see, now there's grass here. Now if I go a little bit further, now there's grass here. If I go a little bit further, you know, that kind of thing. What happens in Black Desert is you'll see grass here, but as you move closer, the grass moves. So like this patch of grass that's right here, like when I get to a certain distance from it, for whatever reason, this patch of grass will shift and disappear from here and appear here. And maybe a new patch of grass will appear here that only covers half of the area. So it's like the assets are literally moving positions. And so it looks really jarring. People call it the pop-in. It's really weird. It's the only MMO I know that does that. You know, other MMOs have what they call pop-in, but they're just referring to the LOD maps. You know, you get so close and the graphical... So this tree would be a really low-res tree, but then you get to like a certain spot in the game, like right here. Like once I hit this spot right here, all of a sudden this low-res tree becomes a medium or to high-res tree instantly. And so you'll see the jarring difference. You'll see, oh, it was low-res. Now instantly it's, you know, higher res. Most games are better nowadays. The game engines don't do that. They transition it with like a blur effect. They do something so it's not as obvious. But Black Desert has this thing where the art assets on the ground, the physical things like rocks and grass are moving. You'll see a rock here, and then as you move up, the rock might move to here. And then as you move further up, it might move back to the original spot. And I don't know why it does that. And that's the biggest thing that a lot of people really hate about that game engine. So hopefully Crimson Desert doesn't have that same issue. Yeah, it's weird, dude. It's like super strange. Here, let's gonna run a patch. I haven't played Black Desert in forever, so it's got to download 2.91 gig patch, a 2.91 gig patch, so that might take a few minutes. Yeah, it's a weird pop-in where stuff actually shifts, and it's very annoying. And I'm so used to it, I don't even notice it. You know, I don't even notice it when I play the game because I know that it's there. So I have trained my mind to just disregard it entirely. I'm like, whatever, you know. But a lot of people, for some reason, you know, they can't. Ooh, monstrous ooze. These are what we need to kill for Sita's bag. So let's see if we can snag this. What level is this guy? Oh, they're only 25. Shit. What level is this guy? Oh, he's only 25 too. Sweet.
Lovely.
For some reason, I don't have my weapon equipped. I had my shield equipped, but not my weapon. I remember when 3 gigs would take probably a week to download. I remember downloading 100 meg would take like, and I'm not even joking here, 100 meg would probably take like 12 hours or longer. Maybe, or even 15 hours to download 100 meg. Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm killing the monstrous ooze because they have a much higher chance to drop Sita's bag, and I still have that quest actually. I'll show you the Black Desert pop in real quick. She looks pissed. I think I clicked the wrong character there. I was trying to level. I was trying to pick Shyborn. Yeah, I picked the wrong character. Didn't want this one. Where is it? Change. I gotta remember the UI now. There we go. Oh, characters that are level 5 below cannot use that function. Alright. Okay. I was just showing Cyrillan really quickly the pop-in in Black Desert, so hold on a second. And then I'll jump back to WoW. But Crimson Desert's going to be very similar to Black Desert, but the engine's supposed to be better. It's supposed to be, you know, more powerful and graphically more, you know, like cooler, you know. Okay, so if you look at the ground, right? So if you look at the grass on the ground, right? Just watch as I move forward, right? Watch how the grass, I don't know why the sound in this game is like really low. But just watch the grass and the rocks and stuff, and you'll see stuff kind of move around. Mostly the grass. See the grass moving? You'll just see it looks like it's like, you know, it's just odd. It's like, it's not like it's drawing grass as you get closer, because there'll be grass that's even like fairly close to your character that'll move. You know, see, like this grass here, that right here just changed. Now, if I go back, I don't think it will change back. So if it was like a level of display thing, it would go back to what it was at this distance. See, there it moved again. Now if I go back, it's still the same grass in front of that rock. Now if I move forward again, so it's shifting back and forth between that grass and the other one. There. So it did change when I moved back. It's just weird. It's very odd, you know? I don't even remember how to play this character. It's been so long. But as you can see, it's a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous game, right? And this is my Lan character, right? And so she's a level 56, and in Black Desert you have families. So my family is Hacks. The name of my family is called Hacks. Yeah. Anyways, whatever. Let's get back to WoW. But anyways, you can see the pop-in that I was talking about. But Black Desert is a super beautiful game. It's my favorite. Physically, like the way it looks, it's my favorite out of all the MMOs I've played. I love the way Black Desert looks. Even with the pop-in. You know, I still love it. So, but yeah, Crimson Desert, like, and I love the combat system Black Desert. It's not my favorite. Actually, Terra's my favorite combat system, but Black Desert's probably my second favorite, or maybe, you know, Continent of the Night Seal also is really good. You know, Vindictus is also really good. It's so weird going from from Black Desert to this. It's the combat is so incredibly different. Ooh, a heart ring, 5 stamina. Do we want 5 stamina or 4 stamina and 2 spirit? That's a toss-up. I think the 4 stamina 2 spirit might still be a little bit better than the 5 stamina. Just the regen, you know. Trying to get my Sita's Bag quest done. But yeah, Crimson Desert, because Black Desert's such a great game, but it's mostly a PvP game, and it's mostly a very kind of a pretty grindy, and it's also pay to win to some degree. So if they come out with Crimson Desert, add PvE content to it and make it good PvE content. And the other thing about Black Desert, it doesn't really have the Holy Trinity. There's really no healer class, you know? I mean, there is now, but it's still kind of a weird, you know, system. It's not your typical kind of Holy Trinity type thing, so... I like the Holy Trinity. I'm a fan of the Holy Trinity. I think having very clear-cut roles is somehow comforting, if that makes sense. To know that, hey, I'm the healer and I'm here to heal you guys, and you're the damage dealer and you're here to do damage. It's kind of like playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like whenever I think of an MMO, and I ever think of like what's good and what's bad, because it can be very confusing for everybody. I mean, at least for me, because MMOs have changed so much, and you can kind of sit back and look at like certain things about MMOs, and you can tell everybody that you're against or for certain systems or certain mechanics, but you can easily find yourself on either side of the fence if you really talk about it or look at it from a different angle. So a perfect example of that is transmog. When I talk about transmog, I could easily say, well, I don't want transmog in MMOs, and I don't. I mean, personally, my opinion is I'm against transmog. But I love transmog as well, just like anybody else. I mean, because being able to make your character look really cool is super fun. But I just think that the negative things outweigh the positives of transmog. You know, but I think with the Holy Trinity, like, so what I was saying is that when I run into those kind of scenarios where sometimes I'll even confuse myself. I'll be like, I'll tell one person, "No, I love transmog," or which I probably wouldn't, but I'll say something, and then someone will start talking and say, "Well, if you look at it from this point of view," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Transmog isn't really that bad, right?" But then I have to go back and kind of think about Dungeons and Dragons and how we played Dungeons and Dragons and how we had a dungeon master and kind of the goal of the game and what we were trying to accomplish. And then I try to apply that back to an MMO, and usually I can kind of solve those types of weird things. I can kind of say, well, no, I don't really want this, and there's a reason why I don't like that, and you know. Yeah, there is. Dungeons and Dragons, but it depends on what version. That, you know, D&D is so different with the different systems. You know, I played D&D back when it was like, you know, rules like the rule set 2 or 3, you know. You know. Probably rule set 2 or something. What I don't like about transmog is, you know, and we... Hold on a second, I'll finish the thought after it.
Lovely.
What I don't like about transmog, and is because what I don't like about MMOs in general, is that it's not realistic enough. So if you think about, and this again, perfect example, you go back to Dungeons and Dragons. If you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and you have a party of characters, right? Like, if you have a good dungeon master, when you guys first form up, there's going to be a backstory. Like, how did you guys meet? You know, who are you? You know, are you brothers? Is this your sister in the party, or is it someone who's been a friend your whole life? You know what I mean? There's a backstory as to why your characters are even in a group together. You know, and if you go into a town and you go up to like a bar and you try to buy a drink, I mean, it's quite possible the bartender may not like the race you are and say, I don't sell to, you know, Saldeans or whatever. You're a Saldean. We don't cater to you. There's also a chance he just doesn't like you. Maybe one of the barmaids is his girlfriend, and she saddles up next to you and is nice to you, and he decides, you know what, I don't like this guy. Maybe he'll charge you higher prices because of that, or maybe he won't even serve you a drink at all and say, yeah, I don't like you. You're not welcome in here. You know, those types of things are all just role-playing stuff. But the problem with transmog is it really breaks away from the realism of the world you're in, right? It's like, oh, I can suddenly make any gear look like any gear, as opposed to having to go out and maybe gather gear that actually looks like that. And also, it makes people be able to have gear that looks like high level gear, but it's not high level gear, right? The other thing is that I don't like about MMOs is showing character levels. I'm not a big fan of that either, because how would you go into a town and know everybody's strength, right? How do I know that you're a level 50 wizard? You know, I mean, I shouldn't know that, right? I don't know who you are. I just walked in this town for the first time and I see some wizard walking across the street. How do I even know he's a wizard? I only know he's a wizard because maybe he's got a staff and a pointy hat, right? To be really generic. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm against all of that. And I think that in an MMO, you should walk into a town and just see a bunch of players. And you can tell that they're players because their names are maybe in a different color than the NPCs, but you should not see their levels at all. And you would have to go talk to them and say, hey, what, you know, and if they're nice, maybe you can say, hey, what level are you? And they'll tell you what level they are. But you're communicating, you're using that community type thing. You know, remember community, guys? Remember what community is? And so transmog takes away from a lot of that, because if you had a system like that where you walked into a town and you didn't know people's levels, well, one of the easiest ways to gauge someone's level in an MMO like that is if you are familiar with certain types of armor. You know, maybe a certain armor smith in a certain town makes this plate mail armor that looks a certain way, and you're like, oh, I know that plate mail armor. You know, this guy in this town makes that because I bought it from him, or I perused his wares. And because I know that he makes that armor, I know that it's, you know, usable by a character of this level strength, right? So that then becomes a way for you to identify maybe the strength of a character by just knowing the type of gear he has through knowledge you've gained by actually playing the game. See, those types of things I like. See, that develops immersion. That really helps immerse you into the world, because you've had to learn about armor. You've had to learn who makes the armor. You've had to go to a town and talk to an NPC. And then you see a character who's wearing that, and go, oh yeah, you bought this from that person. And maybe that guy who bought it from that person got a better deal than you because he haggled the NPC. You know, so yeah, we're going down the path of a lot more RP. But to me, RP, you don't have to really do RP. You know, it's not like you're RPing with other players. But you're not just given everybody's information right off the bat. And really, transmog breaks a lot of those types of systems. Or at least it breaks that type of system where now anybody could be wearing any gear that looks like any gear, and you wouldn't even... It's not realistic. You know what I mean? It's like me going into a Harry Potter movie and putting on a Jabba the Hutt costume. You know, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in a Harry Potter movie because it's a Harry Potter movie. So it's the same thing if I go into a village and I'm a level 5 mage, but suddenly I'm wearing a robe that came off of a undead lich that I killed, that somebody else killed at level, that could only kill at like level 30. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit on me. It doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm against transmog, and that's why I don't like transmog. Exactly. 100% Cerulin. You would have to spend the time. Why am I not shooting? You would have to spend the time to really develop the world to have enough content so that you could do that type of a system. So yeah, it takes a lot of work. But if you think about World of Warcraft, one of the things about WoW that isn't talked about a lot is the variety of armor and gear. World of Warcraft has a ton of different types of skins, has a ton of different type of gear. If you compare it versus a lot of other MMOs, there's very few MMOs that have as much variety of gear. Just look at the gear I'm wearing right now. These Blackrock gauntlets, fortified belt, malleable chain, raiders, Savannah, Ring of Iron Will. You know, there's a lot of variety in the gear in WoW, and you'll have a lot of different gear, even from levels 1 to 10, that can look completely different, right? And that's a good thing. But yeah, in an RP, more immersive based world, you have to have that. You have to have a lot of content, you know, which is custom content, which, you know, requires a lot more time to develop from the you know, the MMO studio shop that's making the game. You know, they have to put a lot more effort into the game to do that. So hopefully that all makes sense. Yeah, so that's the problem, is that most companies don't want to put the time into it. But you have companies out there who can do it. You know, you have companies who have done it. You know, who has done it is Bethesda. Bethesda's done that type of stuff, you know, or they've spent a lot of time with games like Skyrim and stuff. They've put a lot of time into, you know, into building, you know, all that different variety and gear and armor. And it doesn't always have to be there day one on an MMO. I mean, you could put out just enough content to keep people busy for, you know, 6 months, and then in the background of that 6 months work on a lot more content, you know, for the, you know, if you just can keep ahead of the players, which is tough to do, I know, you know, you can keep the content fresh.
Lovely. Lovely.
Hmm.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm gonna burn through a lot of food. Shit, can you hear, man? I should have brought more food with me. At least the matriarch's up top. Don't have to mess with him. Hey, what's up, Taylor? Yeah, it's actually quite dangerous in here. And that's why it's dangerous. All these little runners, man. I should be going in the same direction. Here comes that one. So there's like these little raptors that just path around. There's about 4 of them. There's that one. There's one who and they path a long distance too. But if you find them up here against the wall, you're kind of in a sort of a safer spot.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
Ah.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
The Raptor Ridge, Taylor, it's the proving grounds, man. This cave is like the proving grounds for a Fury War. You need to come in here and learn how to handle all this. You know what I mean? WoW Classic
Lovely.
Challenge.
Lovely.
The new proposed WoW Classic Challenge. Who? Okay, so who created this challenge? You know? And it is an OG spot.
Lovely.
Froze the hardcore. What does he mean greens only? So you can't have anything. Well, I mean, come on. Well, Cyrillian, I'm already doing that. Right? How often do you see me with a blue item? So that's not much of a challenge for me, right? Well, what they have, Cyrillian, is if you go to the website, the hardcore website, they have all kinds of stuff that's listed up there, right? Like level without doing dungeons, level without, you know, what was it? What are the other ones? Like, I don't know. I'll pull it up here in a second. So they have all kinds of basically like badges you can earn. I don't think I've done a dungeon on this one, so that would be, you know, that would be one of them. See? There's partner up. There's all the different achievements. Bloodbath, killing mobs only. King of the Jungle, kill King Bangladesh while under level 40. No health potions. Nudist, White Knight, complete the challenge by only equipping gray and white items. You know, so there's all these different types of things you can do. Right? That they've added.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely.
Oh, so it's greens only. So it means you can still use auction house. Is that what you're saying? So, Cyrillian, are you saying you can still use the auction house and the mail system and all that? Because to me, what makes this difficult is you can't use. Is that you can't use? You know, you can't trade with other players. You can't use the auction house. You can't. You know, you can't use the mail system.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, we'll see. An elder.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You were screwed.
Apparently. I'm very squishy. So I'm gonna make my way out of here probably. Yeah, I'm pretty squishy to be in here. These mobs are, especially that level 31, he was tearing me up. 29s aren't too bad.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, if they were runners, I wouldn't even want to be in here. That would be horrible.
Lovely. Lovely.
Hey, thanks, Phil.
Lovely.
That runner snuck up behind me.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you can see the one thing that's really cool is that having the 3 points in Tactical Master really helps me to switch to defensive stance, throw up a shield block, and then switch back once I have enough to do the execute, to switch back to battle stance and just, and execute my actual execute. So that's actually, what did I, oh crap, I just accidentally used my trinket. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What's the cooldown on that? Oh, it's only a 5-minute cooldown. No big deal, we'll just go craft some more. It shouldn't be, they're easy to make. Wow. Let's go defensive here and see what we can do.
You can kiss your ass goodbye. You were screwed.
Yeah.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I need to go upgrade my revenge.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Hmm.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. This build actually gives me a little bit of flexibility as far as swapping back and forth between defensive and battle stance, and that's something I really wanted to test out. And this is the first time I've actually had the chance to actually play around with it a little bit. Really not ready yet. You mean it's not ready? My gun's always ready, damn it. It's like basically we can get a bleed on, get our debuffs up. We could even do maybe a few sunders here. We can throw this up. We can go ahead and go to defensive stance, throw our shield up, throw up shield block, go into revenge, and then just kind of do that, do shield block one more time, revenge, and then we can switch into battle stance and execute our execute. So that's like an interesting rotation there, just to see how much damage we mitigate, basically. It's kind of interesting. Now we got all these little bastards out here.
Lovely.
Hmm.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
We do make pretty good money in here. You can see the reputation, 31 silver here. We got 18 silver here. 6. The rest of this isn't that great. 14. Ooh, 5 agility. What's up, Brock? Yes, long live the human indeed.
Lovely. Lovely.
Damn elders.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
I don't know. That way's actually more dangerous. This way's safe. I think safer. Feel more comfortable not being stuck out in that water against the wall when the pathers come by. Whew.
Lovely.
Ugh.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Ah.
Lovely. Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely. 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 Lovely.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Lovely. Lovely. Lovely.
Alright, I'm gonna have to get to bed, guys. I'm falling asleep. But we're getting close to 31. I wanted to kill there till I was 31, then go to bed, but my eyes are closing on me, so I don't want to risk falling asleep for even just a minute, because it could lead to my death, and we don't want that, so...
Aye. Off with you.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.